Johnny Murray here, bringing you a brand new review. Today, we are going to be talking about the hit game, the most anticipated game, the biggest game of the year, Stray. Yes, that is right. We are talking about that one cat game that you may find familiar. And let me tell you, this is kind of an interesting game because it was announced back in 2020 when they announced the PlayStation 5 console. It was in that same event. Everyone was like, "Yo, you play as a cat," and automatically it gained a lot of traction just off of that. We had no idea what the gameplay was going to be like. We had no idea what the story was. All we knew was you play as a cat, and the visuals made the cat look real, and that's crazy. So fast forward 2 years later, like actually just about 2 years later, Stray has finally released. Now, this is a game developed by Annapurna. They make games. Oh man, I'm gonna be honest, I cannot think of other games they've made off the top of my head. But they are a really talented studio, and they like. Oh, actually, I just thought of a game that they make. They make 12 Minutes, The Artful Escape, Solar Ash, Outer Wilds. They make good games like that, right? All of those are quality games, and so they said they're making Stray. We're like, yeah, let's do it, cat game. So this was a game I was kind of interested in, right? I was like, you know what? When it comes out, I'll give it a try. We ended up getting gameplay eventually, and I was like, okay, pretty much exactly what I expected. You play as a cat, you do parkour, you can do things, but then it turned out to be more of a mystery RPG, detective type, just explore game, right? And I was like, okay, I haven't played too many of those, so I'll definitely be giving it a try. And now I wasn't sure if I was gonna pre-order it. I wasn't sure if I was gonna be like playing it day one, like I was gonna be on the game all the time. But recently, in the state of play for June of 2022, they did announce that Stray would be coming into the brand new PlayStation Plus service day one. And that right there instantly sold me. I'm like, all right, bet. That day, I will be playing Stray. Very, very excited. Now, a couple days before the game came out, everyone was starting to get really hyped. Everyone was starting to get hyped, man. And I was too. I was ready because we've been on this huge video game drought that is now over, thankfully. And, well, let's just say the game came out, and it is blowing up. It is literally skyrocketing in terms of traction, popularity, and just overall how many people are playing the game. It has overwhelmed, fully exceeded anything Annapurna or PlayStation set out to achieve. The highest peak for Annapurna game on Steam was like 7,000 before Stray. Well, Stray hit 60,000. Tell me that does not explain how big this game actually is. You see Stray everywhere. You go on Twitter, you see Stray. You go on YouTube, you see Stray, dude. It is literally everywhere. But that is not what we're here to talk about. We're not here to talk about this game's history. No. We're not talking about here to give you a history lesson on Stray. No. We're here to talk about my review because I have fully played through it. I have finished the game. And I just about cried at the end. Not even gonna lie. I didn't cry. I did not cry. I will say I did not cry, but I was so close. I'm not even gonna lie. I completely understand why this game is blowing up. I really, really do. I completely understand why this game is getting all the credit it is getting because it deserves credit. Immediately when I loaded it, I was like, okay, it looks pretty. This feels nice. Like I really like the things they do with the DualSense scratching. I really like, how you're able to meow, like do a forced meow kind of. And I really just like the parkour off the back. And then the intro was so like just calming and just overall just such a relaxing, interesting time. And then something sad happens and it kind of just gets you hooked. It gets you hooked right off rip. And then it leads into the main part of the game. You are struggling to get back to the top while meeting other characters, while meeting these things that are robots that basically this game takes place after the extinction of humans, and you meet this little robot, which, spoilers ahead, that little robot ended up being a past human turned into a robot. And then you meet other robots that help you find your way out. You meet robots that you have to help find their lost family members. And it really is overall just a really interesting journey. Because number one, yes, you are playing as a cat, but you're in this very interesting world where you have no idea what's really going on until the very end. And I have to say, everything leads up to the ending really, really well. You kind of have like these segments in the game where you're helping this one character. For the first while, it was the dude with the hat. I honestly forget his name, Momo or Sumo, something like that. He was wearing a green coat. He had like the kind of like Japanese hat. You helped him. He drove you on the boat to the next area. Then you're helping Clementine. And that was a sad storyline. I really like Clementine as a character. But then you get to the final part, which is basically you're just on your own with the cat and with your robot, and where you say farewell to that robot, man, is so sad. So basically what I'm trying to say here, the story was really good. I'm not gonna lie. The story completely exceeded all expectations I had for the game. Now, time for the gameplay. Gameplay, again, was really shocked at how well I enjoyed the gameplay. They really did a good... And I know this is gonna come off like, well, duh, that's kind of the whole point of the game. But they really did a good job making you feel like a cat. Truly. Everything you did is like, oh yeah, that is totally something a cat would do. That is so realistic. Like, oh, my cat does that all the time. Or, yeah, that makes complete sense. Everything you did was just, it made you really feel like a cat. Every camera angle, every animation, every button you had to click, they just did such a good job at making you actually feel like a cat. And it made it like a normal too, which is really cool. But then, of course, the RPG element, talking to players, finding clues, doing puzzles. That is something I do wish they took up a level, is the puzzles. The puzzles were very generic. Just go there, do that, then go back. Boom, you're there. But there was one puzzle in particular that definitely stuck in my head. There's like this battery that you have to retrieve, and it's in this room, and it's in like this green tube. You have to like put like 2 boxes on 2 pressure plates, and you have to stand on the third one. Or no, you have to roll this barrel on the third one. That one I really liked. But otherwise, all the other ones were kind of just really, really simple. I wish they did more advanced puzzles. But for the most part, doing the parkour, even running away from the little monster things, I forget what they called them. Doing your UV flashlight from Dying Light. Oh, that's really cool. Just overall, there was just... it really exceeded expectations. It really surprised me to how well I actually enjoyed it. Visuals are... well, we knew what we were getting with the visuals, but I'd say I love the colors. I love the lighting. The textures are obviously great. And I really, really like the design of a lot of things. But this is what I really have to say. This is what I think I loved absolutely most about the game. The environment, the world, and just the absolute incredible environment and level design. You are told where to go without even knowing it's telling you where to go, because the environment tells you where to go. There's like these bright neon signs that have like an arrow pointing, but it matches the environment so well that's like, hey, oh yeah, I'm gonna go that way just because I see an arrow. But then 2 seconds later, you're like, oh, that arrow just told me exactly where to go. But you didn't think, oh wow, it's so obvious, it's telling me where to go, that's easy. No, you see all these buildings and all these decorations and environments around, and you kind of just, without even thinking, go where the arrow is telling you, without even thinking, hey, it's telling me exactly where to go. And I really do love that. But apart from that, the level design is really clever. Again, the environment just works so well with what they're going for. The music also, there was a couple moments where I'm like, all right, yeah, man, this is cool. There's a lot of scenes, like every room or area you go to has like this different music vibe to it, and I really like that. But overall, I think there was a slow part in the game. I would say the slow part was, I probably like right around the middle. The middle was like the slowest part for me. But I definitely love the ending, man. They did tease possibly a Stray 2, which I think is pretty exciting. There was just a lot of things I wish there was more of, and that leads me to my biggest complaint. I wish there was more. I really do. I wish there was more to do. It's kind of just this linear, not necessarily linear. You are able to explore a lot, but you go to this one area, you do everything you can there, then you move on to the next area, you do everything you can there. I wish there was more things to do, like little mini games or side missions, or I don't know, go find secret areas. You can't really do that. You kind of just go to this area, do everything it tells you to, find collectibles, move on to the next area, repeat the process. And I do wish it was a longer game. It took me about 4 hours to complete, which is very short, especially for a game that we've waited quite a time for. So I do wish there was more to that. Plus, it is a $30 game, so having a 4-hour game under a $30 price wall is a little hard to get under. And yeah, I just wish there was more. And that goes with gameplay, story, music, visuals. I just wish there was more of everything. I did say a lot of positives, and that's because my expectations were just really generic. Like, I can't even say I had any expectations. I knew I was going to be playing as a cat. That's about it. And I went in there, and I was pleasantly surprised. I was surprised by how much I actually liked the game. That being said, I am going to be giving it... Ooh, let me think. I'm going to be giving Stray an 9 out of 10. A 9 out of 10. I think it's a really solid game. I'm going to drop it down to an 8.5. I did this in my last 2 reviews. I second guessed myself. I am going to give it an 8.5. And I'll tell you why. It's not to the point where I wanted to continuously play it for a long period of time. I did the first half one day, and then I kind of split the second half into two days. I did like the third quarter one day and then the fourth quarter one day, because it kind of just got really slow after I played it for a little while. And there's just a lot of things I wish they did more. I just wish there was more addicting moments. I wish there was more thrilling moments. But for what we did get, I really did like it. And like I said, my expectations were, I mean, I wouldn't say low, because I wasn't expecting a bad game. I had nowhere near as high as expectations I feel like most people had, so I just enjoyed it a lot. I would definitely give it an 8.5. Give me more story, give me more gameplay features, give me more content. It could be an absolutely outstanding game. I hope Stray 2 actually does happen now. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, definitely leave a like, leave a comment, section down below provided, and please subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. Johnny Moore out. Peace.